All right, guys, new intro here for the Bear Pack. Let's take a look at our subscription goal. We are sitting at almost 9,300. We need 700 more subs to hit that 10K goal to give that $1,000 giveaway. And then we have 12K subs coming up to send a couple people to some games of their choice. Trey, let's take a look at that leaderboard. Dennis Burns is at the top. We have Kellen on this week. He's doing a great job so far, but that is the leaderboard right now. If you see your guys' name, reach out to us. BearsProfitPlays@gmail.com or on Twitter, BearsProfit @BearsProfit, and we need to get you guys set up so we can give you guys your picks out for the next couple of weeks. If you see your name, make sure you reach out. Also, if you want to become a member on our YouTube channel, we're going to be giving away $50 weekly to our members on YouTube. We have 15 to 20 right now. So if you become a member for just $4.99 a month, you have a chance to win $50 weekly. We're going to be doing that on our live show. We're going to put everybody on the wheel. We're going to spin it and give away $50 a week. So make sure you guys come check that out. Only $4.99 a month. Very cheap over there. And our plays are actually better over there as well. So guys, is going to do it. Let's get into the video. We're going to get into these bowl games. We're going to start in college football. We're going to be looking at the Myrtle Beach Bowl first. It's going to be Georgia Southern -3.5 going up against Ohio. Trey, you want to start for this game?
Oh, my God. The Myrtle Beach Bowl. Is there even a better bowl game to start out college football bowl season with? I mean, come on. It's just going to be awesome. But this game might be a stinker. Give me Georgia Southern here, -2.5 in this game. Ohio, they got decimated by opt-outs and transfer portal people. They're going to be without my favorite player, Curtis Rourke, who's an absolute dog. He's going to be out for this game. In my opinion, that's going to make Georgia Southern win this game. Yes, Georgia Southern, they're going to be without their top rusher, but they still have Davis Brin. Basically, that's all you need to know for this Georgia Southern team. So give me them -2.5. And player prop-wise, I'm going to go with Sam Wiglucks with Ohio wide receiver, star wide receiver, backup quarterback. He's going to be looking his way significantly throughout this game.
Nate, who do you like in this game?
I'm gonna go the same way, and I did a little type up. I hate when books do this. Like, I mean, obviously, I'm not too familiar with opt-outs and stuff like that, so that definitely changes a lot of these games, and it could change from now until the actual bowl games. But obviously, Ohio is the better team. Like, they've been playing. I think they've had better comp or whatever the case is, but Georgia Southern is favored, and they lost their last 4 or 5.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. And it's crazy to see stuff like that, but the books know something we don't, which is crazy because this could probably be a letdown spot, but I don't think so. I'm gonna go with Georgia Southern. I feel like their conference is a little tougher, and I feel like I don't know. I think Georgia Southern is the right place to be.
Yeah, we're gonna sweep here. I'm gonna take Georgia Southern also -2.5. I will mention what Nate just said. The last time Georgia Southern won was a month and a half ago. They beat Georgia State 44-27, and the last 4 games, they've lost them all outright. They've lost against the spread in the last 4. It doesn't matter, though, because Rourke's gone, the starting running back's gone, the 2 best wide receivers for Ohio are gone in the transfer portal. We're going to see Georgia Southern win this one by a couple touchdowns. Trey, what was your player prop so I don't take the same one?
Mine was Sam Wiglucks, the star wide receiver, the guy that's just the slotty, hardworking, lunch pail, come to practice early, leave practice late type of guy. You know,
he's a Julian Edelman, Wes Welker kind of guy. I'm going to take Davis Brin for Georgia Southern to go over his passing yards for my player prop for the video over there. I think Georgia Southern is going to dominate in this game against Ohio. A couple touchdown game for Georgia Southern. But let's move on to our next game. It is going to be Jacksonville State -3.5 going up against Louisiana, the New Orleans Bowl. Nate, you want to start with this one?
Jacksonville State versus Louisiana. I said, give me Louisiana. Ooh. I think that I'm totally confused by this game. I feel like it's gonna come down to opt-outs. It's gonna come down to who decides to play, who's transferring, all that good stuff. But what I do know is from right now, I don't know. Y'all could probably tell me if I'm wrong. Zion Chris, who's the quarterback for Louisiana, if he does play, he is the better quarterback. And if I'm going to pick a stinker game, I'm going to go with the better quarterback to win the game when it really matters. So that's who I'm going to go with. Unless y'all tell me something different, then I'll probably flip. But give me +2.5 with Louisiana.
Trey? Wait, did the line move to 2.5?
It's at 2.5 right now. What was it at earlier?
All right, go ahead, Trey.
What was it at earlier?
I have 3.5 for Jacksonville State.
Makes me love it even more. Give me Jacksonville State -2.5. I am sorry, Nate, but I got to do it. Jacksonville State, they're not even supposed to be here. They weren't even bowl eligible if you look at the NCAA guidelines because they were an FCS team and just moved up this year, first year in FBS. So that's really awesome for them that they're bowl eligible. And so they have something to play for. Yes, Louisiana-Lafayette, they are a good team. They have something to play for as well. But this Jacksonville State team has a chip on their shoulder. And I know Nate did say that Zion Chris, he is kind of questionable for this game. but I'm going to be leaning towards him probably being out because if he's questionable after not playing for 3 weeks of layoff, I don't know if he's going to be playing in this game. And Lafayette's defense is just no bueno. Almost allowed 30 points per game this season. So give me Jacksonville State here. And for player prop wise, give me Zion Webb, quarterback for Jacksonville State, over his rushing yards. He's hit triple digits in 3 out of his last 5 games.
Yeah, Trey, that is perfect what you said. I was going to take Zion Webb over his rushing yards as well. I'm also going to take Jacksonville State minus the 2.5. You said basically everything I was going to say. This is basically JMU this season. JMU made a bowl game as well. Jacksonville State made a game. I think they dominate Louisiana here. Also, Louisiana is going to be missing their best linebacker, Kendra Grant. He's the best player on that defense. He played over 600 snaps this season. He leads the team in tackles. That's going to be a big problem in the middle of the field. I like Jacksonville State here, big, minus 2.5 as the play. And Zion Webb over rushing. We're going to agree with that one. But, Trey, let's go on to our next game. It's going to be App State. They're going to be minus 6.5 going up against Maction team, Miami, Ohio, and the Cure Bowl, Orlando, Florida. Who do you like, Trey?
I'm depressed. Give me Appalachian State minus 6.5. I don't want to do it. You guys, if you're avid Bear Pack watchers, you know I love Maction and I love Miami, Ohio. I really want to take him here. I love the MAC, but I got to take Appalachian State. Miami, Ohio, they are down to their backup quarterback here, and their starter just hit the transfer portal, so they're going to be with an inexperienced quarterback. They haven't even named a starter. Both of their backups are inexperienced. One is a true freshman. One's a transfer quarterback who played at Colorado in his past, but he just didn't look good. Deion Sanders didn't want him, apparently. I expect Appalachian State to be able to win this game by a touchdown here pretty easily, so give me Appalachian State. What's up, Tyler? And then on my player prop, it's going to be Rashad Amos over 84.5 rush yards. Backup quarterback here for Miami, Ohio. They're going to have to run the ball a ton. Amos, he's averaging almost 100 yards per game over his last 5.
Yeah, I will say, Nate, before you go, the big news here, the transfer portal, Avion Smith, that's Miami, Ohio starting quarterback. He's gone. He's not going to be playing in this game. I think Trey
he was a backup quarterback. There was Blaine Gabbert.
Gabbert's not playing, though. He's hurt.
And now he got hurt.
He's hurt.
Quarterback Smith comes in. He transfers. So they're down to the third stringer now.
And I will say the third stringer, he hasn't thrown a pass since 2022. So he threw one pass this season, all season long. Nate, who do you like in this game?
It's crazy. Give me Miami. No, I'm playing.
Yeah.
I also had Appalachian State, even without knowing the news. Literally, this game. Personally, I don't like the points. If I could, I would just do like a money line pair or something. But I know we don't like to give our lines that high, that juice. So if you could pair with something that you really like, I definitely say this is a parlay piece. But I mean, if I had to pick minus 6.5, I put down, it comes down to picking like the better of the two conferences. Like without knowing that information, the Sun Belt, give me that 20 times out of 10 over Mid-American. Mid-American is just absolutely poop. I mean, besides your two teams.
If you could just snippet mine and Bear's reactions to that, that'd be awesome.
Oh, you a Mid-American kind of guy?
I mean, it's my favorite conference.
Well,
it's not. No,
Middle America.
I know what you're talking about. It's not a good conference, but it's the best conference to watch. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like it's just fun.
No, I don't know what you mean.
It's just fun football over there.
Yeah, they just run around, don't know what they're doing.
Yeah,
I mean, outside of Miami, Ohio, and Toledo, everything else is just like you got them on their schedule. It's time to beat up and time to pass that. So that's what I went with, and I'm happy y'all told me that news. So I like that pick even more.
Yeah, I'm going to go with you guys here. App State minus 6. The only way I think Miami, Ohio covers is if the defense pitches a shutout, and I don't think that's going to happen. Probably going to be a really good game in the first quarter, maybe first half, but I think the defense is going to wear down. App State's going to make some big plays. The only people I see in the transfer portal are Noel and Davis, a receiver for App State, that are going to mean anything in this game. But I'm going to take Caden Robinson of App State, the best receiver on the team, to go over his receiving yards. Again, Miami, Ohio, they're probably going to play really good defense. They have a great defense over there in the MAC. But again, I think they're just going to give up in the second half, and App State's going to take this one by at least a touchdown. Give me App State minus 6 as the play, Trey. And Nate, let's move on to our next game. It's going to be New Mexico State going up against Fresno State, the New Mexico Bowl in Albuquerque, New Mexico. New Mexico State's minus 3.5. This is a site play, and I am very high on one side. You guys are going to have to check that out, bearsprofitplays.com on our website. Trey, I'll have you start with this one.
Yeah, the fact that it's in New Mexico makes me love it even more. Give me New Mexico State here minus 3.5. I don't want to give anything away because Bear could always surprise people, but me and Bear, we are huge backers of New Mexico State this season. They've been playing some feisty football, and they have a bunch of Pitt State guys on their team coaching them up, and me and Bear both graduates from Pittsburgh State University, so we'd love to see that. And Fresno State, they ended their season very sour, losing 4 straight games by an average score of 33-18. So we're not even playing competitive football. I expect Diego Pavia to leave his impact in this game throughout. The guy's just a stud. So I'm going to be pairing that with Diego Pavia over 48.5 rush yards as well. Pavia, he's a workhorse, and he's averaging well over this number over his last 5.
Nate, who do you like in this game?
Interestingly enough, I don't feel like every favorite is going to win. And this is one I'm just going to have to fade. I'll go on Fresno State plus 3.5. No money line. Just plus 3.5. What I got is that, listen, y'all can tell me about what happened this season. Y'all can tell me about the opt-outs. Y'all can tell me about all that. I'm a trendy bettor. And lifetime in this matchup, New Mexico State is 1-7 against Fresno State.
True.
I'm going to take those odds. I think that they're going to keep the shellacking going. And I'm going to stay with Fresno State plus 3.5. If you want to feel bold with the money line, I don't. I think it'll probably come down to a field goal. Maybe they win outright, but shellacking, keep on going 1-7. I'm counting on that.
All right, you guys are split on that game. We're going to move on to UCLA going up against Boise State, the Jimmy Kimmel LA Bowl. We need to work on these bowl name games. I feel like we can come up with something better than this. UCLA minus 4.5. This is a member play for me on YouTube, so I'm not going to be able to talk about this one. I am going to give a player prop after these guys break it down. Trey, how have you start?
Well, they did fix the name. It's not the Jimmy Kimmel one now. Do you know who's hosting it this year?
LA.
Rob Gronkowski. It's the Rob Gronkowski LA Bowl. So he's hosting it this year. They said, give me Jimmy Kimmel off of here. Wait, you're a Patriots fan, Nate. Why the thumbs down?
I don't know. I just don't like the sound of that Rob Gronkowski Bowl. Like, it's just let's just name
We're getting lazy with the names.
Yeah, like
we're just naming people at this point. Give us a good name.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
Hey,
Trey.
I mean, that's why I love the Myrtle Beach Bowl. It's so fun to say. It comes right off the tongue. But for this game, it's in LA. Give me UCLA here minus 5.5 in this game. Boise State, they are coming off an absolute massive win in the Mountain West Championship game, but I just have a lot more confidence in UCLA here. Boise State, they lost their starting quarterback, Taylon Green, to the transfer portal. I'm very excited to see where he ends up, but that's just not a good formula for a victory because they're going to be running out a true freshman starting quarterback. And for UCLA, we all know Dante Moore, he's in the transfer portal, but it doesn't even really impact this team because to finish the second half of the season, Ethan Garbers was their starting quarterback, and he played a lot of games, and he was winning them games, losing them games, but he at least has some experience, unlike the Boise State quarterback. So give me UCLA to win big here in this game. And for player prop wise, I'm going to give out Boise State's running back Austin Jeanty in this game over 82.5 rush yards. Jeanty, he's just a freaking stud. Had him on my college football fantasy team, and he put Boise State on his back. He scores touchdown. He rushes for yards. Over his last 5 games, he's averaging over 122, which is way over this number. So I love both those plays.
Yeah, Trey, I also like that player prop because Boise State this season, 217 yards per game on the ground. They have a quarterback in there that hasn't thrown a ball this season. Also, UCLA is going to be without Latua, their edge rusher. He's an NFL prospect. He's probably going to be a top 5 pick. So, Nate, before you give your pick, I do want to say the transfer portal people leaving. So you have some idea. Latua is going to be for the NFL draft. He didn't transfer. Cam Brown, one of the better wide receivers for UCLA, gone. Dante Moore doesn't really matter because they got Garber. The starting tight end is going to be gone. And then for Boise State, Trey said it, their starting quarterback, the leader of the team, Taylon Green's gone, and their best receiver, Eric McAllister, is also gone. So I'll give you your pick now.
Okay. I just want people in the comments and the viewers to know that, like, the reason I don't pay them too much attention to props because I'm from New York. New York doesn't offer college props just yet. I don't know if they're going to do in the future. I hope they do. So now I can start. I'm not really a college prop kind of guy. I like the NFL, NBA. Let me see you when you make it to the big stage. I'll be working in T-Mobile in the next couple months. But with that, I feel like it's a narrative. And, like, the fact that it's called Rob Gronkowski or Jimmy Kimmel, like, this is a money bowl. There is no way I see an Idaho team coming into LA and leaving as champions. It just makes no sense. You're going to have to give it to the UCLA team. So just that narrative alone, I feel like I wouldn't do the minus 5.5 because I do think, I mean, obviously they lost their leader, their quarterback, but I still think there's an avenue where the Boise State cover. But I'm going to take minus 5.5 for UCLA. Again, I just follow the narrative. UCLA is playing in LA. Why would they lose this game? If they do, that is the stinkiest stinker of all the bowl games. I don't care who loses what. That would be insane.
I say I don't hate. Nate said this earlier. He didn't like the spread for Appalachian State, maybe a moneyline parlay for UCLA and App State. It should be close to even money. I actually kind of really love that parlay.
All right, last game in college football before we go to the 3 NFL games. It's going to be Texas Tech -3 going up against California, the Independence Bowl in, where is this at? Shreveport. Texas Tech -3. Trey, start us off.
Independence Bowl, probably in the great state of Texas. That's just my guess from that name of the bowl game, but I don't think it's going to matter here. Actually, YouTube member play. So if you want to go check out my game pick for this and a player prop wise, I gave out a game pick and player prop on our YouTube members. Almost gave it away for you guys. Just go to our YouTube channel, click that join button, and you'll see my pick.
Nate, let's see your pick.
We almost had you. One thing I want to say too is if colleges know year in and year out, at the end of the year, you may not have a player because they leave for the portal or whatever. Why not play your backup or third string during the season when you're up big or when you're down big? Like, why not just give them those reps?
Because
or maybe just not have the transfer portal open during the season. That's
I like that. I like that one better because the young players, like you said, get them some reps. I think if they play a certain snap count or a certain amount of games, they can't redshirt, right?
Yep.
They have to take that year as eligibility.
Games.
Okay.
So that's probably why you don't see a lot of these teams going with the backups late in the season. But yeah.
Got you. Honestly, this is going to be the simplest explanation. Texas Tech. I'm going to take a money line, take a -3.5. I just like them. I think they're the better team. I really don't have a full write-up on here. It's funny because I was looking at the Howard game. I'm not sure if y'all going to pull that up. I have a pick for that one. But if not, whatever. Give me Texas Tech here. I mean, pretty sweet, simple. I think they blow the doors off of them.
Yeah, I'm going to take California here, the +3. I think they win this game outright. Texas Tech, they've got a laundry list of people not playing in this game. So does California, but I feel like the California guys aren't as effective as the Texas Tech players. California, I think they're just going to run the ball the entire game. They're going to win this one. I'm going to take the +3.5. They've also won 3 straight games coming out of the season. They covered against the spread in all 3 of those games. They beat UCLA and Washington State, 2 games they probably should have lost in. And then they took care of business against Stanford. Texas Tech, they just got their ass kicked by Texas, 57-7. I don't know. Just feels like California with the points. Feels like neither of these teams should be favored, so I'm just going to take the points. I'm going to take Ott over his rushing yards in this game for California. He's a stud on the ground, so give me his rushing yards over and give me California +3.5. Multiple questions this morning about how to become a member for the YouTube channel. Let's do that really quick tutorial. You're going to go to youtube.com. You're going to go to Bears Profit Plays. You're going to search it in. You're going to hit our thing. There's a join button right just to the right of subscribe. You're going to click that. There's 2 options. You have the Bear Pack for $4.99. That gives you access to YouTube member plays. And then you have the Bear Pack Gold for $7.99 a month. That gives you access to our member plays on YouTube. And it gives you a 1-month membership to our website, bearsprofitplays.com. So if you get the Bear Pack Gold, you save yourself $2 a month. A little bit cheaper if you want to do that. But that is the tutorial for anybody that needed it. We had multiple questions today through email about how to do it, and it wasn't working. But if you want to know, there it is right there. Trey,